Hey friends, Jill here. Welcome back to Whispering Willow Farm. I'm taking a little evening stroll in the garden, picking some produce, harvesting some flowers, cutting some flowers. It's so funny to me. I can come through the garden right now and I can see a lot of blight on tomatoes that need to be ripped out. I see just a lot of things that need to be managed a lot better. Then I come through here and I see, you know, just cherry tomatoes so abundant. I've got slicer tomatoes starting to come on. It's really just my paste tomatoes that I've been having this huge issue with as far as blight and disease. So this week, this whole front bed that Charlie has planted, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to rip it all out, which is really devastating. However, I was trying to think through what the best plan of action would be as we get ready to move. And I obviously want to keep things here for the new owner. And I was gonna go through and plant some trellises. We've got the Chinese noodle beans starting to come on and they're just so magnificent and glorious. So I think I may plant some more of these because they're really pretty. But I certainly don't want to overwhelm our new owners with coming in and immediately having all these things to take care of. And so I'm just trying to clean out some of the things that are dying off and also give her room to plant her own fall garden if that's something that she's interested in. I really want to show you guys these. This is the Fireball Zinnia variety. They are probably some of my favorite. I'm going to sow these at Jessica's for the fall. I mean, just check out the color. There's these darker colors over here as well. It's just red, orange. I don't know. I just think that they are so pretty. Look at that. All the flowers, I mean, they're crazy. I really need to be cutting them more often. When you cut them, they come back. I think I kind of mentioned that. They're cut and come again, the zinnias. So I need to be cutting these a little bit more than I am, I feel like. Look at all of those textures and layers. Wow, so, oh yeah, this is also the Fireball Zinnia. So it gets like between this red and orange. You can see this one here has multiple colors. I just think these are stunning. They're so pretty. Look at that. Oh, we got lots of bumblebees working on the dahlias over here. This is another color I really like. These are the Benares. Really pretty. I wanted to show you guys this the other day. Look at this zinnia. It has 3 little main spots. So like this one just has the center right here. I guess this is something that happened during pollination. I'm not really sure. Look at that though. Isn't that so wild? I think that's really cool. These colors are so pretty. Look at that. So all of our flowers are doing so good. It's like I have all these victories in the garden going on right now despite all my neglect. And then obviously I am dealing with like the major blight issue on my tomatoes. Also, let's just check this out. This is the Mammoth Sunflower that Nathan planted. You guys see how flippin' tall that is? That is crazy. Oh, we got more bees working. As you guys can see, this whole patch, just really, they're all doing so well. They're so pretty. I did want to come over here and check on the blueberries. We have got several ripe blueberries. So these are certainly something that I need to spend a lot of time emphasizing on, because these are things that I can come and pick all of these and then just immediately pop them in a freezer bag and put them in the freezer, and they'll be really good. So that's gonna be a chore that happens this week. I actually haven't even tried one of these because the kids came out here the other day, but they ate all the ripe ones. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That is so sweet. I feel like every time I grab a blueberry, it's one of those really tart ones, you know, where you're like, oh, that one gets you. Oh, that was such a pleasant surprise. So, we eat a lot of frozen fruit. Like every single day, the kids have a smoothie and I have a smoothie. At least once a day, sometimes this time of year, twice a day. We have them with meals usually, so I'll make their lunch and make them a smoothie, or we'll have a really packed smoothie for breakfast, and that will just be our breakfast. So something that I buy a lot is fruit, and so that is something whenever we move. Jess and Maya have lots of blackberries, they have raspberries. That is something though that we're gonna, you know, check out Stark Brothers, which is where they got all their stuff from, and really just see what all we can do to like really beef up our strawberries and plant more of those, plant some more blueberries, things that we're buying a lot of. Now, of course, we're buying a lot of mango and pineapples, and you know, those are things that I can't grow around here. And so those I will still just have to buy from the store. And so that's something too that I would really like to see more in the cottage garden. There's a room, there's room there too to add a couple more beds. And so really the right side of the greenhouse, so you've got all the flowers and the herbs, and then the other side's a lot of their berry bushes. I planted some artichokes out there. So, what was one of those tart ones? So, that's something that Nathan and I are really going to try to emphasize and focus on, is just getting more bushes like that out there. They do have a lot, and we went and harvested several blackberries that were huge. However, you know, only my kids don't just love, like they'll sit down and just eat strawberries or blueberries. They don't just love doing that with blackberries, so I try to sneak those in whenever I can to smoothies. And so those are things I'm being mindful of, is trying to grow stuff that, you know, they'll eat a lot of. So this is a very exciting week because we have got a special guest coming to our farm. Our friend Natalie over at Hey It's a Good Life is going to be flying in for a week. She will be here on Thursday, and we're actually farm sitting. So we are going to be farm sitting again for our future farm. And so we are going to kind of be in two places. We're going to be here for a portion that she's here, and we're going to be at Jess and Maya's, and we're just going to plant a lot of things in the garden already. I'm going to be planting some more flowers, some tromboncino. Jess has cleaned off all the trellises for me, which I'm really fortunate for. So we're going to go in and just kind of hang out. That was the purpose of her coming, was to really just kind of help with packing, which we really appreciate. If you guys don't follow Natalie already, she is gardening in the suburbs of California, and she's got a concrete jungle in her backyard, like seriously no grass at all, and she has just built these raised beds by herself. Super inspiring. If I need someone to like give me motivation and inspire me to do something, Natalie's the person that I call. She just has such a sweet spirit about her, and her being willing to fly all the way down here just to be a friend and help pack, when you guys know that's not my specialty. I really appreciate it. I just thought it was so sweet. So we are going to get to see Jess for a couple days before she leaves, and then it'll just be the rest of us. And so I'm so excited to kind of take you guys for that, a nice little friend vlog as we plant the new garden. It's just going to be really excited. So we are preparing for that. I'm trying to get some stuff done in the garden, try to knock out some of the work, you know, earlier on this week. That way I've got the rest of the week off to hang out with her. But the garden, surprisingly, it's crazy to me how hands-off I've been, even in the fact that, like, I haven't even really been watering regularly. I come out here when I think about it, and I'll water. However, it takes me like an hour and a half to water the whole garden, and I see plants that I'm gonna have to rip up anyways, and so I'm like, I don't really want to have to spend my time watering that when I'm gonna have to rip it up. And so I've just been really kind of knowing my limitations right now in this season, and I'm just so thankful that the garden keeps on giving, because as you guys can see, there's a lot of stuff that it is still producing, and so that is really exciting to me. Not a bad little handful of blueberries. There's still so many on here though that I have missed. I can literally come out here with like a 5-gallon bucket and it not even be close to all the, look at all those up there. That's insane. So that is going to take hours just to harvest those blueberries, but it will definitely be worth it since it's something that we buy a lot and you only get blueberries for like a certain season. So I always try to just like hone in and just bite the bullet and go out there and know that I'm just gonna sweat my hiney off for a couple hours just picking them, and it's always worth it. Another project that is on my list to do, it's really starting to sink in that like we close on our house in a few weeks and then we're only going to be renting it back for like a week and a half. And y'all, there's a lot of stuff over here at Whispering Willow Farm that is not done, not taken apart. I've got my Greenstalk out here, the green one, that I need to completely take apart. I'm gonna dump all the soil out in the compost and put different soil in it when we move. I still have the rest of my fall seeds that I'm going to get started tomorrow. And then this greenhouse is something that we are going to be moving over, like this greenhouse, some of our harvesting off tables, some of the bigger things that we can put over there and it's not going to be in the way while they're still trying to move, we're really going to emphasize on in the next few weeks. And so as you guys can see here, the greenhouse is pretty much a mess. I have been going through trays and cleaning them out and putting them out here. So I've got some of that started, but there is still a lot of stuff in here that I need to go through and box up and just take over to the new greenhouse and keep in there. And so I'm just trying to make a mental checklist of all the things that I need to do. For me, I always get really motivated when we have friends here and they are like willing and offering to help, because it kind of gives me that boost to like get it done, because I have more company than just myself. It's a little bit more enjoyable doing chores with your friends and doing them by yourself. And so I am excited to have Natalie here because I know that I will feel more motivated to get some of this stuff done. Natalie's also a very, very organized person. So I think that that is going to be really beneficial and she'll help me quite a bit. Check out all of these zinnias. These flowers just blow my mind. Look at that. It's so pretty. So many of you know Kinsey. She watches our children during the week. She is such a blessing to us around here. Her husband is actually here right now helping Nathan tile one of our bathrooms. So we have like the bathroom down the hall. I needed just the floor ripped up and redone. We're replacing toilets and things like that. And so they're actually working on that now. And that is the last big project that we have to do on the house. So we have to tile that bathroom, we have to grout the hallway and finish laying flooring in mine and Nathan's closet, and that's officially it. We are going to be done with all of the house projects. They can come in and have the appraiser come, and then we'll just be waiting for closing and final inspection. So I do appreciate your guys' well wishes and prayers when it comes to us getting all of these things done. I feel like as far as projects go, we've finally like are seeing the end. You know, we had all these things, all these large tasks, and there was a minute there that we were like, are we ever gonna get this done? And so now knowing that like our last big project is almost done, we can really switch gears and start emphasizing on packing. We started loading up the pod, and it's just seeming, it's really starting to sink in. And so we're kind of in go mode at this point. July is just, we knew July was going to be a really busy season for us, and it has proven to be that so far. But I still feel like I'm just really enjoying this and kind of taking it all in. Yes, I'm bouncing back between here and our new place. Yes, we are spending a lot of time packing and getting projects done and not as much time in the garden. But I just feel so good about the season we're in. You know what I mean? I'm just so hopeful for what this next season has, that I know that this transition is just that. It's a transition, and I feel like we're navigating it as best as we can. I do know though that with the move approaching, it is really sinking in that Jessica is moving and I'm losing one of my best friends. And so I'm going to be trying to spend a little bit of extra time over there, not just working in the gardens, but just helping her however I can and kind of get some good quality time in there. I was talking with a friend today and she was like, are you okay? Like, I know that you're like losing one of your best friends. And I'm like, I'm not losing her. I am watching her step into the fulfillment that God has for her. And that is what I keep telling myself on the days that I get sad and I realize that, oh my gosh, they're moving states away. It really is a privilege to see the fulfillment that's coming true for them and their family. And that's just kind of what I hold on to. But so many of you guys have been so sweet asking like, Jill, how are you going to handle when Jessica moves? And I don't know. It's going to be a transition. But I am super excited to see all the things that they have in store because it's just really cool to see that. I've heard about all these dreams for such a long time. Being able to like see them come out and happen is really sweet. My goodness, look at all those caterpillars. My goodness. So I saw that there were caterpillars on this kale a while ago and I left it in hopes that it would leave everything else alone. And it has. I mean, these were the cucumbers that I planted. They're doing pretty good. This coral fountain amaranth, although this is not near as big as it usually would get, but it is really pretty. The biggest issue I had here was putting that compost, that mushroom compost in here. It's just so dry is really the problem. And so this will probably be one of those things that I take out and put a good potting mix in, like what I was talking about when I was starting seeds. I'll probably replace all of this Greenstalk as well. Which, speaking of that, many of you asked me to tell you the name, and I have it right here, so let's look at that. Now, I don't know if this is like available everywhere. Like, I know Happy Frog, like I have a hard time finding that brand here. And even Kellogg, I kind of have a hard time finding. So this brand you may not have access to, I don't know. It is called Lambert, Lambert's potting mix. This is 4 containers specific. That is something I try to look for, especially when planting in the Greenstalk, just because it does better with a container mix. Usually they're lighter and fluffier. And so I got this, it's 1 cubic feet. And I think it was like $10.99, $11.99 a bag. So that's not bad, but you will have to have quite a bit of it if you're trying to fill up something like a Greenstalk. But I will tell you, because I've seen my sister-in-law's Greenstalk, actually helped her plant that. She had soil very similar to this, and it really is just a night and day difference. The quality of soil, and that's really just with anything, even in your raised beds, like you want a good quality soil. I know this is something that we have dealt with, putting in a compost that didn't have the right things, and it took all the things that it needed out of our existing soil. And so I would just throw in this little piece of advice at this end of the vlog is, if you are thinking about doing a fall garden, or you know, maybe you had your summer garden, you're just trying to prepare things for next spring when you plant again, I think that the soil is the most important thing. I truly do. And so I would really focus on your soil, make sure that you have that right. Same if you're growing in a Greenstalk or any sort of container. It's even really beneficial for your house plants just to have a good quality soil, because when you think about the soil is really what is giving life to your plants to produce the fruit. And so you really want to make sure that you don't mess that up and that you do it right. And so that is the potting mix that I use. I really like it. I'm not sure if I will stick with this as far as moving forward for all my plant starts for the spring. I think I am going to go with, it's called Backtoe, I believe. If that's wrong, I'll put the correct name on the screen. And it's available in a larger bag, and that is what Jess has used. I see that it works really well. I've laid hands on it, touched it, filled it, and I really like it. Alright guys, I am about to water the garden, and that is going to take me quite a bit of time, but thanks for walking through the garden with me, picking some blueberries. The next vlog you see, it will be with me and my dear friend, Natalie, and so I cannot wait. You guys have seen Natalie in previous vlogs. Jess and I flew out to California for her baby shower, and it was such a sweet time, and so now, it's actually the first time she's seen my farm, and she's been here. And so that's really exciting. I cannot wait to share this with you, but thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll talk to you soon.